So, children, let us begin with the poem explanation. The title vocation means a strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation. So, in this poem, we are going to learn what strong feelings this small boy, who is the speaker of the poem, a small school going boy, what strong feelings he has to pursue a particular occupation. For example, he wants to become a hawker, he wants to become a gardener, or he wants to become a watchman. Now, let us learn why he wants to pursue such occupation. Why does he have such strong feelings for these? Because, children, this poem gives us an insight into the working of a child's mind. You know, why does he feel so? Because children dislike parental control on their activities, and he yearns for that freedom from his daily routine. Okay, so while uh, what you call um, going to school and coming back, he observes few people, and he thinks that how free they are. They don't have any binding of time or particular activity to be done at a particular time or a fixed routine, and that is how he wants to get rid of that fixed routine, and he longs for that freedom. So let us learn, let us experience how he feels. Let us go to the next slide to learn. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning, and I walk to school by a lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." Okay, so children, uh, gong is a sound producing word. So it is what you call onomatopoeia. And what does he say? That what you call when it is 10 in the morning, uh, he walks to school by his lane, and what does he see? Whom does he meet every day? He meets a hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." Now, who is a hawker? A hawker is a vendor who moves from street to street selling his wares. Okay. So this hawker, what is he selling? What does he have for sale? He has bangles, colorful bangles. And this boy, when he leaves for school at 10 in the morning from his lane, what does he see? He sees a hawker who is crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles," because he is selling his products. Okay. Now, in this stanza, we have two figures of speech. One is in the first line, gong, which is a sound producing word, so it is onomatopoeia. And in the last line, that is bangles, crystal bangles. Here, bangles word is repeated, so it is repetition. Also, it is exclamation. Okay, so children, let us move on to the next stanza, sorry. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. Now, what is so special that is attracted? That he has no fixed road to go. And what fixed road this boy goes to? He goes through a fixed road to his school. So there is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. This is the freedom that attracts the boy. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying bangles, crystal bangles. Okay, so he thinks that this is a very nice job, that there is freedom to move from any lane, from any road, at any time. There is no fixed time to come back home. So, how wonderful the life must be of a hawker! And that is why he yearns or he longs to become a hawker, and he wishes to cry on the road, bangles, crystal bangles. Now, the last line tells what he sees in the next stanza. So, when at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, uh, what does he see? Let us see in the next stanza. I can see through the gate that the gardener digging the ground. Now, while coming back at 4 in the afternoon, when he's coming back from school, what does he see? He sees a gardener uh, through the gate. And what is he doing? He is digging the ground. And he does what he likes with his spade. Spade is a tool, uh, garden tool, and he spoils his clothes. Soils his clothes means dirties his clothes. So with dust, nobody takes him to task. What does it mean? Nobody takes him to task means nobody scolds him if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. Baked in the sun means exposed when if he gets exposed to heat, that is if he gets tanned or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. So, what does he like so special about the gardener, children? That he sees that he's dirting his clothes, he is working with water, mud, and dust, and nobody is scolding him. So, how free he is to do whatever he wants. Even though he is exposed to heat, or even though he gets wet, and even though he dirties his clothes, nobody scolds him. So, such a nice life of a gardener. So, he wishes to become a gardener and wishes to dig just the way the gardener is digging. Okay? And he feels that I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Now let us see what he wishes more. So the last line of this stanza tells about the person who he wants to become in the next stanza. So just at as it gets dark in the evening, and my mother sends me to bed. So, obviously, uh, children are sent to bed early. So, as it gets dark, and when the boy's mother sends him to bed, what does he yearn for? Let us see in the next stanza. I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. Okay, children, uh, whom does he see? He sees a watchman walking up and down. Up and down are two opposite words in the same line. It becomes antithesis here. Uh, Now, why does he want to become a watchman? Let us learn. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. Now, the lane is dark and lonely. and there is a street lamp which stands like a giant with one red eye. Giant with one red eye is a character from Greek mythology, that is Odyssey, from Odyssey. It is a long epic poem. So, this is a character from this poem. So, he feels that the lamp appears to be a giant with one red eye. And this watchman, this fearless watchman, he swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side and never once goes to bed in his life. So the boy feels how nice that if I become a watchman, I would be able to move in dark and lonely streets, and no one would force me to go to bed on time. And then I would also swing his lantern and walk with the shadows following him. So, this is how he wishes to become a watchman, because he feels that the life of watchman is also so nice that no hurry to going to bed, and walking fearlessly with the lantern, swinging the lantern, and enjoying the following of the shadow of his shadow, etc. So he feels that this is wonderful life to become a gardener, or a hawker, or a watchman. So finally he says, I wish I were a watchman, walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. So, your chasing the shadows, children, means following an imaginary goal or target. Obviously, this entire poem is his imagination. These are all his imaginary goals. So, the language throughout is very, very simple, and there we skipped many figures of speech in this explanation, but I'll give you these in the PDF file, children. For example, here the lamp is compared to a giant with one red eye, becomes a simile, etc. So we'll do with the figures of speech in the PDF file. So with this, I hope you understood the poem. I want you all to copy down the poem in your English notebook neatly in good handwriting. And in the next period, we'll do with the appreciation and figures of speech. So we'll stop here. Thank you.